Buying a car is one of the most stressful and financially significant decisions we make. It feels like a minefield of confusing terms, high pressure tactics, and the constant fear of making a very expensive mistake. And it's not just a feeling. In 2025, the average price for a new car is hovering around $48,800. At that price, a small mistake can have huge financial consequences. But what if there was a better way? A way to cut through the noise and make a confident, data driven decision. I'm Brian from Clarity Insight Advisory. Our entire mission is to provide clear, actionable frameworks for complex decisions. And today I'm going to give you our simple three-step framework for buying your next car. This isn't about finding a magical deal, it's about executing a superior process that puts you in control. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to transform from a reactive consumer into a proactive strategic buyer. Let's get started. The most important work happens long before you ever step into a dealership. The first step is about architecting your decision so that emotion and marketing can't lead you astray. It has three parts. First, define your true needs versus your wants. This isn't about being cheap, it's about financial discipline. Needs are the non negotiables. The vehicle must have them to do its job in your life. Wants are the nice to haves. By writing this down, you create an objective scorecard that anchors your entire process. Second, you have to understand the real price tag. The sticker price is just a down payment on what's called the total cost of ownership, or TCO. And the single largest, most overlooked cost within TCO is depreciation, the silent killer of your investment. It's the difference between what you pay for the car and what it's worth when you sell it. This is why a cheaper car isn't always a better value. Look at this 5-year TCO estimate. A midsize sedan with a $35,000 MSRP could have a higher total cost than a $44,000 truck that holds its value exceptionally well. The Tacoma, for example, is projected to retain nearly 74% of its value after 5 years, which can save you thousands. Focusing on TCO and not MSRP is the first major shift into thinking like a strategic buyer. The final part of the pre-search is setting firm financial guardrails. A great starting point is the 24-10 rule. It says that a car is affordable if you could put 20% down, finance it for no more than 4 years, and keep your total monthly transportation costs, that's payment, insurance, fuel, and maintenance, below 10% of your gross monthly income. Now, let's be realistic. With the average new car payment over $700 a month and the average loan term approaching 6 years, the rule is very hard to follow in 2025. But that's precisely why it's so valuable. Its modern utility isn't as a strict pass fail test, but as a diagnostic tool. It forces you to ask a critical question. If I choose to break this rule, what am I consciously trading off in other areas of my financial plan, like retirement savings or travel, to make it happen? This transforms the decision from one of simple affordability to one of strategic capital allocation. With your needs, budget, and guardrails defined, you're ready to find specific vehicles. This requires an unbiased approach to data. Let's talk reliability. A source like Consumer Reports is a great starting point, but it's not the whole story, especially for a newly redesigned vehicle. For example, the new generation Tacoma initially received a poor 2 out of 5 predictive reliability score, likely due to first year teething issues. A savvy analyst doesn't just stop there. You have to triangulate. You weigh that score against the brand's decades long reputation for building bulletproof trucks. And then you check owner forums for real-time feedback to see if those initial problems have been fixed. This process gives you a much more complete and nuanced picture. The same goes for safety. You must check both primary rating agencies, the IIHS and the government's NHTSA. They test for different things. The IIHS focuses on crashworthiness and avoidance, while NHTSA focuses more on occupant survival in a crash. The Tacoma is a perfect example. It's an IIHS top safety pick for 2024 and 2025, earning top marks in their difficult tests. But in NHTSA's full frontal crash test, it received a lower 3-star rating for the driver. This doesn't mean it's unsafe, but it reveals a relative weakness in one specific scenario. A strategic buyer wants the full safety profile. Now for the final phase, the transaction. This is where your preparation pays off. First, the lease versus buy decision. In 2025, leasing is making a major comeback. The classic trade-offs do still remain. Buying is cheaper long-term and builds equity, while leasing offers lower monthly payments. But today, Leasing also serves as a powerful hedging strategy. In an era of rapid technological change, especially with EVs, where battery tech and charging speeds improve dramatically every year, a 3-year lease prevents you from being locked into today's tech for the next decade. It also prevents you from uncertain future resale values, particularly for electric vehicles. Next, here's the single most powerful move you can make. Get pre-approved for a loan from your own bank or credit union before you shop. Walking in with a pre-approval letter fundamentally shifts the power dynamic. It turns you into a cash buyer. It forces the negotiation to be about one number only, the out the door price, and prevents the dealer from playing shell games with interest rates, monthly payments, and loan terms. Finally, after you agree on a price, you'll be taken to the finance and insurance or F&I office. Understand this is a major profit center for the dealership, averaging over $2,400 in profit per vehicle. Be prepared to politely but firmly decline these common high margin add-ons. One, paint and fabric protection. It's essentially a very expensive wax job. Two, VIN etching. Dealers charge hundreds for this, but you can buy a DIY kit for about $20. Three, overpriced extended warranties, especially from third parties. Don't let them pad their profits at your expense. A confident car purchase isn't about luck. It's the predictable outcome of a superior data-driven process. By following this framework, architecting your decision, executing an unbiased search, and navigating the deal from a position of strength, you systematically strip away the anxiety and turn an overwhelming ordeal into a manageable project. At Clarity Insight Advisory, our mission is to turn information overload into confident action. If you found this guide helpful and want to go even deeper, we've put the full in-depth article with downloadable checklists and more on our website. The link is right there in the description below. Click the link to get the full report. And if you want more guides that cut through the noise on complex financial topics, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.